Well, thank you everybody and for joining us this morning. I know.
Sorry, Rawley, I'm here.
Oh,
Yeah,
look.
right.
Okay, thank you for joining. So we'll start the meeting. I wanted to introduce myself. I'm Gina Kunganda. I'm the president and founder of Kodava Koota, and we've had Kodava Koota since 2017 is when we first started. So really, Kodava Koota is all about connecting the Kodavas in North America. And this is our second fireside chat where we are talking about specifically about buying, selling, and transferring the ancestral property. Most of us are all US citizens or NRIs. And these questions keep coming up. So when we did our first session, we covered a lot. We covered a lot about healthcare, buying land. We covered, a lot of topics. But this topic has come up so many times that people were really interested in learning more about the aspects of buying, selling, and the inheritance. So that's why we actually engaged Aichetira Rawley Muddappa. He has his own firm. And with him is Alok Rudra, who is a chartered accountant, and he has also partnered with Rawley. And his other company's name is Mind Sync. So with that, Rawley, can you just introduce yourself, a little background about who you are, how you started, where you studied, and all of that?
Yeah, hi, all people from Kodava Koota, US. It's great talking to you. My name is Aichetra Rawley Muddappa. All right, I'm a lawyer. I've been practicing for the past 25 years. I graduated from the Government Law College, Bangalore. I got a master's in international business law from University of Sydney, Australia. I've been practicing for the past 25 years, and my area of practice is civil, criminal, and corporate, more of real estate work also. And thanks to Gina, I was introduced to this group, and hopefully my professional services can help you out. One of the ways why I would specifically like to thank Kodava Koota from my side and my other fellow Kodavas is because we were the lawyers who were representing Kodava Koota in the gun license case.
Yes.
And
Yes.
the passion and the support shown by Kodava Koota USA was much more than the locals out here. I'm sorry to say that, but that's the way it was. Because we, my brother-in-law Ganapati and all, we are looking out for people to represent in this case. Though we're representing the other societies and everything, other groups, but it was Kodava Koota who came forward first. So I'm thankful to our fellow Kodavas in the US who are like still so passionate about everything. Thank you for that.
Oh, thank
I
you.
just
I'm glad you brought that up. I wanted to mention it
yes,
and I forgot, but thank you for your
yes.
help too on that.
Yeah, the battle is not over. It's still pending in the Supreme Court now.
Hmm.
Hopefully, we should get a better verdict, and we've done well. We've been supported well with very able lawyers there too, and a lot of senior Kodwa lawyers also. All these things. And I would also take this opportunity to introduce you to my friend and partner, Mr. Alok Rudra, who's a chartered accountant and who's also here, and he will also introduce himself. We both run another corporate advisory firm called MindSync, which handles the tax issues and all those things. Uh, that's a simple, short introduction from my side.
Hmm. Alok, do you want to introduce yourself, please?
Yeah, of course, ma'am. Thank you so much for inviting me, first of all. So basically, by qualification wise, I'm a chartered accountant, chartered secretary, and cost and works accountant. And uh, I have a law degree also, but I never practice as a law, as a
Hmm.
lawyer, because Raleigh is more than sufficient for me. So
Yes.
I have almost 30 years of corporate experience in Indian companies, many Indian companies. Like I have in past, I have worked companies like HP, uh, Nestle, then
Hmm.
Japanese MNC called Nissin. So MindSync is something me and Raleigh, we decided that, okay, we'll start services where people are not available as a consultant.
Hmm.
So via MindSync, we are serving many big corporates like Mitsubishi, Herbalife, which is another US company. Then we have served companies like Okaya. Recently, we are hired by many Chinese companies like XCMC, the world's biggest battery manufacturer company from China, that is CATL.
Hmm.
So, like many more. So we are basically, Raleigh takes care of entire litigation legal part. We take care of entire, government licensing, registration, taxation, audit,
Mhm.
and those kinds of things.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
this is the way we collaborate, and
Mhm.
this is the reason why we have kept our firm name is Mind Sync, syncing of the
Mhm.
mind. So
Good name, actually.
yes, the
Very creative.
whole idea is it's not serving you, but we
Mhm.
have to understand your, each query and every single aspect of your problem, and it should be delivered to your doorsteps
Mhm.
rather
Mhm.
than people running to the lawyer's house or some sort of consultant's house. Our
Mhm.
whole idea is you let us know,
Mhm.
and we are there.
Okay.
So this is
Perfect.
something kind we started, and the whole idea actually given by Raleigh only.
Mhm.
So we had means one fine morning, almost 5 6 years back, we were sitting together, and we were discussing.
Mhm.
So the whole idea was, कि, okay, if food can be delivered to your food, doorsteps, so same way the service. Why
Mhm.
spending your time almost 2 or 3 days to find out?
Mhm.
So we started in India on online basis.
Mhm.
So almost like uh, we have associates in every single state in India.
Mhm.
Uh, I should say state capital, and
Mhm.
almost all the industrial cities in India.
Mhm.
So we are utilizing all the gig workers. Of course, we before assigning them any job, we check their background and their knowledge level and everything, and
Mhm.
then we take care of each client's, and the ultimate requirement. Say for example, a small thing like in India, what happens if you want to buy a stamp paper of 100 rupees? You are going to spend 3 hours for that. So
Mhm.
we make it
Mhm.
available doorsteps. Okay, okay, this is 100 rupees you have to pay. Our service charges is 50 rupees delivery at your doorstep,
Mhm.
and 10% is our service charges. So
Mhm.
we started like that, and we are happy that okay, a lot of corporates are taking our
Mhm.
services, and we are doing it very successfully.
Mhm.
So let's see,
Mhm.
God grace, where we are going to move on.
Thank you. Thank you for your introduction. Appreciate that. So basically, what we have done is we've taken this fireside chat and divided it into three sections. One is buying, selling, and the other one is the inheritance. So under buying, we had sent out a registration form for people to register for this event. And some of them have asked some questions, and very good questions, actually. So the first question under buying, let's just focus on the buying component for now. So, as an NRI, can you buy agricultural property, i.e., for example, coffee estates? Can we actually buy that? And what are the differences between the estates? Let's talk only about Kodagu right now. Jamma land, then you have Bane land, then you have, I don't know what are the other different types of land that you can buy. But what is it that, as an NRI, what can we buy?
Okay, I'm talking to you about this particular question as a Kodava and as a lawyer.
Mm-hmm,
Okay, Kodava, even we got estates back in Coog in Maimudi, and I have seen this thing about how the paperwork works there. Because after my father passed away, I had to transfer everything to my mother's name. My brother's an NRI actually, busy. He's based in Australia.
okay.
Now, all of us are facing this issue about how do we handle land in Coog,
Mm-hmm,
okay? Especially the Kodavas and all the local inhabitants of Kodagu who are not in the country or not in the state also, so they're facing. First and foremost, NRIs cannot buy land, agricultural land in India
mm-hmm,
directly. You cannot buy, I mean, it's not like I can go to Coorg and buy land, but
mm-hmm,
you, being an NRI, cannot buy land directly in Coorg. Okay,
mm-hmm,
that's the basic rule which we need to understand about buying any sort of agricultural land in India. Forget
mm-hmm,
Kodagu.
mm-hmm,
In India, you cannot buy as an NRI.
mm-hmm,
You can buy land, but that will be a different route if you are going to go and approach the RBI, and there's certain special permissions required. In fact, Alok and I dealt with something sometime long back, and there are various ways of getting that done. So that's a different structure altogether. But per
mm-hmm,
se, an NRI cannot buy agricultural land in Kodagu directly because you're governed by the FEMA, Foreign
mm-hmm.
Exchange Management Act. All those things come in the picture. If you need to take, then there's a long route through the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, taking special permissions and all those things. Now let's come down to Kodagu. Now it's good thing that you bought the land relating to Jamma and Jamma land. Technically, as per the last check case, there is a very famous case which is there in the High Court of Karnataka, which clarified Jamma cannot be transferred, title cannot be transferred.
Mm-hmm.
You got to understand. So whenever you're buying property in Kodagu, suppose you're not an NRI, if you're buying property, you need to check the title of the property, whether the title is clear, whether it is coming in Jamma or not.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Jammu was land given by the kings back in the day and everything, and it was like you can only enjoy the land, the
Mm-hmm.
whatever goes to the land, you can get the benefit out of the plantation and everything, but there cannot be any title transfer. It will be within the family.
Mm-hmm.
But there are cases where people are trying to sell Jamma and Bane is the side, the mountainous side on the side, and all those things now which they're trying to sell. Title is not clear there. It's a
Mm.
gray area. So be careful with that.
So
That's one basic.
what does Jamma land really mean? Can you explain to us?
So Jamma land will be basically this ancestral land which was given by the kings to Kodavas and a couple of other communities in Kodagu for their services and all. So it was basically back in the day, it was like when the kings had the rule and all those things. So they gave it as Janma land. It's like, it's called Janma, J-N-M-A, Janma, but it became
Oh,
Jamma.
okay.
So anybody, you can reap the benefits. The family, suppose it's given to Aichetra family, a certain portion. So the entire Aichetra family, that may be me directly, my cousin's cousin, everybody can enjoy the benefits of the land. Like you can grow and get plantation, trees, fruits, whatever it is. But you cannot sell land. They cannot be title transfer. I cannot sell that to Gina. It can be only to the Aichetra family. Among the
Okay.
Aichetra family.
Okay.
It cannot be transferred to somebody else.
I see.
But if it was
Okay.
my personal name, then I can transfer it to you. It's
Okay.
that. There is no
Okay.
title transfer, so do not buy Jamma land. It's still a
Okay.
gray area. But
Okay.
there are places in Cook where people are buying it and selling it. But in the future, it will lead to complications because it's the case clearly clarified that. So be careful with that.
Mhm. Mhm.
Now,
And
regarding
audience, audience, if you all have any questions based on this particular question, please do share, put that in the chat so we can bring it up as and when we're talking about land and you need a little bit more clarification. Please do bring it up.
Okay, before you move, let me add here what Raleigh explained. So usually what happens, see, Janma or in other part of India, we call it Haknama. Haknama means a right I am giving to you, you can
Mm-hmm.
use it. Correct. This is a right. It
Mm-hmm.
may be in paper, it may not be in paper.
Mm-hmm.
Correct. But since it is getting passed by, generation to generation, you have a possession. Correct. So here what happens, you cannot sell it. People are selling it, but it almost it's like whether it is India or anywhere,
Mm-hmm.
possession matters in property. So
Mm-hmm.
here what happens, even it's kind of transfer, sale is a transfer. So transfer
Mm-hmm.
is like right to use. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The
Mm-hmm.
same way you have a house property and you are giving on a rent. So rent can be like, you are going to collect in a monthly way, or you can going to lease it out for a certain period. But whatever the documentation you are going to do, Jama or Janma land or Hak or Haknama,
Mm-hmm.
absolute sale is not possible at all.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
so your family can use, or you can
Mm-hmm.
let it out, your right to use to somebody else on a certain
Mm-hmm.
consideration. So consideration can be monthly or wholesome or something, but
Okay.
it in reality cannot be transferred. Correct, Raleigh?
yeah,
Okay.
it cannot be done. There is no title
So,
transfer.
so what can we buy as an NRI? I know you can buy flats, apartments,
Yeah.
sorry, apartments. You can buy homes. You can buy any other property without any restrictions. Or as an NRI, what can we buy in India?
Hello? Hello?
So,
Yeah, we
yeah.
can hear you. Yeah.
Raleigh, you'll
Hello, can you
answer?
take it?
Yeah.
You just explain to them, no problem.
See, so you have to understand, non-resident in Indian concept has a definition of in Indian Income Tax Act, which is recently got, uh, a new law has come with the effect of 2025. Earlier, it was governed by Income Tax Act 1961. So non-resident is being defined in Income Tax Act and even Foreign Exchange Management Act. So
Mm-hmm.
Foreign Exchange Management Act has borrowed the definition of non-resident Indian. So
Mm-hmm.
now the question is, who is non-resident Indian? The person, out of 365 days, whoever is outside India for a period of 189 days
Mm-hmm.
is a non-resident from the tax perspective and every other perspective.
Mm-hmm.
So the first thing is, okay, you are Indian,
Mm-hmm.
but you are not residing in India,
Mm-hmm.
correct? But you can buy the land here. It's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now the question comes ki, okay, you are a person of Indian origin and you're holding a passport which is not an Indian passport. So you should say, okay, I'm a person of Indian origin. So
Mm-hmm.
government started the PIO card or OIC card. So
Mm-hmm.
problem of buying and selling with those two card holders, not with NRIs. NRIs means, okay, suppose in my family, or Rolly just gave you an example. Ki even, say for example, my brother, he is in US, he is in New York, correct? From past 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
But he is an NRI. He can buy the property, be it land or agricultural land. So
Mm-hmm.
agricultural land, what actually happens? See, in India, there are categories, like one is agricultural land, correct? Second is commercial land. Third is
Mm-hmm.
residential land.
Mm-hmm.
You can buy all. For
As an
NRI, it's
NRI,
not a
you can
problem.
buy all.
You
Okay.
can buy all. It's not a problem.
Aha.
But the next question is how to buy it.
Right.
Yeah. So what are the nitty-gritty in documentation? Because say for example, my brother is there in US from past 10 years. He is not carrying any Aadhaar. Or he is
Mm-hmm.
not carrying any PAN card. He can't buy
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
because these are the basic documents.
So you need to
So
have a PAN card or you need to have an Aadhaar card.
Aadhaar
Uh,
and something which is some local documents which is having your local residential address.
okay.
Even a foreigner can take a Aadhaar, but you'll
Uh-huh.
having a US address,
Correct.
correct? Same way
Right.
you can have a Aadhaar also, PAN also, but all will be having a US address. So registration is little bit tricky. That Rolly will explain.
Okay. Okay. Um, so just on this
Sorry to
topic, when we're talking about
sorry to interrupt in the middle. Uh, Regarding Aadhaar also, because most of the land documentation require Aadhaar
mm-hmm,
in Karnataka, they are making it mandatory.
mm-hmm,
We have had issues where transfer are done without Aadhaar, but it makes it slightly tricky. So it's an advice to everybody that whenever you get time, maybe create a PAN card or an Aadhaar card showing some sort of residential proof here.
mm-hmm,
It's better for everybody abroad actually. It makes it
mm-hmm,
easier
mm-hmm.
for future property transfer, inheritance, and all those things. Yes, please go ahead.
Can kids get Aadhaar card? Because this question had come up last time. As an NRI, we can apply for Aadhaar card as long as you're showing local address, correct?
No, you have to
So
understand. Even the kids can have.
Okay.
Okay. So with Aadhaar, what is this? The problem is you should provide to the Indian government
Mm-hmm,
your you know uh, the fingerprints of all
mm-hmm.
10 fingers and the retina scan
Mm-hmm.
that you cannot do from US. You have to come down to
Correct.
India.
Correct.
And
Correct.
this is some sort of a process. The day you will do it, as per the government rules, within 21 days they'll visit you,
Mm-hmm.
verify whether you reside there or not.
Oh,
If
really?
somebody is not there, if somebody is not there, it will be rejected. Like live example, I'm telling you, my brother last year he came 3 times for 2 or 3 days. He
Uh-huh.
applied,
Uh-huh.
correct, but he gave us address of one of his flat where his tenant is staying,
Mm-hmm.
and he, he was not able to verify it because the people will look for you.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
you,
Is
you
that
have to
something new that
almost.
they've started?
Uh, I think UID already started. It's almost like it started by Mr. Nandan Nilekani, almost 10 years now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
yeah,
We call it UID.
I see.
Actually means UID. That is unique identification, department. And
Okay.
Aadhaar is the card issued by them.
So is this something that both of you can actually help if somebody needs help with applying for Aadhaar or has any questions about Aadhaar card and in the process of buying, is this something that between the two of you, you could actually legally help them and get them set
Of
up?
course, we can help. Of course, we can help. But the process in Aadhaar, what it requires, you have to be physically present here.
Correct, correct. No,
Okay, so
understand, understand.
we can
Yes.
help you to book your appointment.
Uh-huh,
We can help
uh-huh.
you to, okay, this is your time schedule, but you have to be there.
Okay. So that brings me another important question about buying. So when somebody, an NRI, is buying a property, it could be
Mhm.
anything, right? Commercial or residential or land, but we're trying to use our US dollars to buy the land. What kind of tax implications would that have on the NRI if we are actually trying to buy the land or property with US dollars? What are the tax implications on that?
Okay, so the first thing is you have to understand there is nothing called, okay, a tax on buying.
Mm-hmm.
There is always tax on selling in India or anywhere in the globally,
Okay.
because the person who is the seller, okay, he or she is going to make the profit. So
Mm-hmm.
income tax is always on the profits. Correct.
Okay.
Now there are certain nitty-gritty
Mm-hmm.
or practical problems. So here in India, what happens? Any property in anywhere in India,
Mm-hmm.
if you are going to sell,
Mm-hmm.
and if the value is 50 lakh rupees,
Mm-hmm.
that is 5 million, correct? The registrar office is going to report it to the income tax
Mm-hmm.
department. It is
Mm-hmm.
automatic.
Mm-hmm.
The moment they'll fill up the data, it will go. So
Okay.
be it a buyer or seller, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Aadhaar and PAN is must.
Mm-hmm.
Without that, you can't do.
Okay.
Then there is certain thing called TDS,
Mm-hmm.
tax
Mm-hmm.
deduction is
Mm-hmm.
TDS,
Uh-huh.
tax deduction at source.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other thing is TCS, tax collection at source. Both are the
Mm-hmm.
effect is same. The only thing differs is who is doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So the thumb rule is what happens. Suppose you are sitting, you are a US citizen, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So here what happens? Government of India can't reach you. Income tax department can't reach you because you are staying outside
Mm-hmm.
India.
Mm-hmm.
So here government was this, ki, okay, say for example, then and there, I'm going to collect 1%.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever is selling it,
Mm-hmm.
that's his liability to collect it and immediately deposit.
Okay.
Rest is rest is capital gain. So anywhere he is selling, he is here.
Mm-hmm.
So the tax part he is going to liable, but there is a thumb rule, ki, okay, you have to collect it.
Correct.
So the thing is, the whole thing is documentation and your availability. Like for
Mm-hmm.
example, you are in US and you have some representative here, be it your relative or anybody, like a friend like Raleigh.
Mm-hmm.
You can issue GPA from there.
Mm-hmm.
You can sell it via GPA.
Mm-hmm.
But nitty-gritty is that okay, once the GPA goes to USA, it
Mm-hmm.
has to be apostille at the Indian embassy. You have to personally visit to execute the GPA, and Indian embassy will stamp it out. Then it will
Okay.
come here, and it can be done.
Okay.
The
So,
next practical question is, let me complete.
uh-huh.
Next practical question: how you will receive the sales proceed?
Mm-hmm.
Correct. That is in Indian rupee. I'm telling you from the selling point of view. I'll come back
No,
to
let's
buying point.
so Alok, sorry, but I want to just keep this to buying right now. We have
So
another
buying
section
what
on just
happens?
selling. So
Yeah,
from a buying standpoint, there's really no tax implication if an NRI is trying to buy land.
nothing,
Uh,
nothing, nothing,
nothing, right?
nothing,
Okay.
nothing.
So
It
that
has to
brings
be
up
documented. It
correct.
has to be documented. It should come via normal banking channel. There is
Okay.
something called FIRC, foreign inward remittance certificate. The
Uh-huh.
buyer, your banker from
Mm-hmm.
US is going
Mm-hmm.
to send the money, say for example, State Bank of India.
Uh-huh.
Then FIRC is one of the documents. If I'm receiving the money, I have to do the FEMA compliances. Why
Okay.
I have received this money?
Okay. So
It's
we
more kind of anti-money laundering documentation.
Oh, okay. I got you. Okay. So that is on buying. So we have a very interesting question which has been put on the chat. The question is, what is the difference in rules for an NRI who still has an Indian passport versus a person who is of an Indian origin having an OCI? Can you address this question, please?
For the person who is holding an Indian passport, he is as good as a person I'm sitting here. He has all
Oh,
the right.
mhm.
OCI, there are complications. There are complications, many restrictions are there. So we'll note it down, this particular question, and we'll revert you back point by point. What are the complications? What he has to. Complication means not only theoretical, the practicals. So we'll revert you back. Rawley, please note
Yeah,
it down, please, this particular
yeah.
question.
We'll share
We'll
a
circulate in mail.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's there in the chat, so you can see the question right
We'll
there.
send a link to you later, Gina.
Okay. So if you're buying a property, the other question that came up is, what are the different ways of funding? If you all have any advice, either we're buying it as US dollars or we're trying to get a loan from the bank. How does the loan affect since we are an NRI? Are there any other options for buying? Because sometimes if they're asking for 5 crores, we don't have 5 crores lying around. So what are the different options for an NRI to actually get help with paying the loan or even applying for a loan? Is that possible?
Hello? Hello?
Alok, can you hear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, again, there are two theoretical questions. No Indian bank will finance you.
Okay.
Because the reason being, suppose you are going for a property loan, or suppose you are buying a residential property. They'll ask you the many things, income statements, your salary sheet and everything. What you are going to provide is a US one. Indian banks don't have any extra territorial jurisdiction over you. So suppose you default tomorrow, they won't be able to realize anything.
Correct.
It's not possible.
Okay. Okay, so we've got the answer there now. So let's move on to the second section of this fire chat, which is selling. So there are two questions that came in. One is steps needed to keep track of how to reconcile buyers not wanting to put the full sale amount on a stamp paper. Can you address this question by one of our attendees here?
Can you repeat the question, please?
Steps needed to keep track of how to reconcile buyers not wanting to put the full sale amount on a stamp paper. So somebody is not wanting to put the full sale amount on a tax paper. Is that legal? Is that something that people do all the time? I mean, this is a question. I don't know if that person is here who asked the question. Maybe they can just speak up.
So basically what happens is you will have to pay the stamp duty, which is applicable for that particular piece of land you're buying. Now, the government is only bothered about the basic stamp duty payable. Okay. You cannot buy property below stamp duty or government value. That's the black market which operates where, it's illegal to do anything like that, where you don't show the value, you only pay the actual amount in white and balance in the market. Certain people do that, paying it in cash. So that's left to them. You do that because it depends, as long as you're agreeing to a certain amount which is above the stamp duty applicable, it's totally legitimate. Beyond that, what you pay is left to you. How you pay and all those things, there. But it's always advisable to be dealing with everything with white. Don't deal with anything black money, avoiding stamp duty and everything. Certain people do register the property above the government value for the exact amount, and they're also willing to pay the. But the only thing is, the government is not bothered about you selling property above the stamp value. They're only bothered about the stamp duty applicable. How much you're paying later is left to you. It can be 10 times the value you're paying in white. Government is not bothered. Only thing is the tax issues come there, and all the tax numbers have to be met. That's about it. But avoiding the actual amount, and you cannot sell the property below the government value is what I'm trying to say.
So I guess this person. Sorry, go ahead.
I just want to clarify. I'm going back to the Jamal, and you can actually sell Jamal, and the only hassle there is, I mean, the exact ownership, everybody's name should be there in that ninth column. So that's why we advise that be careful while buying Jammu. It's not that you can't buy it, I stand corrected. But the ownership should be conferred properly, and provided the entire family comes and everybody is there who are registered as the occupants under column 9, then you can sell it. But it's still a very gray area. But people are buying and selling. I mean, that's how it goes.
Okay. Okay. So just to recap this question from the seller, who's a Kodava seller. So they wanted to find out if the buyers are not wanting to put the full sale amount on a stamp paper, they shouldn't really make sure that the property is not below what the government ask is, right?
Yeah.
And
It's
not
called the
sell it.
guidance value, Gina.
Sorry?
It's called like a guidance value. I think you
Guidance
can't go
value.
below that.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So maybe that's what they're trying to ask is so you've given your question on that.
Yeah.
So the second part, Neeta, you want to ask the question?
Yeah,
Online?
I might
Go
as
ahead.
well. Hi,
Go
Gina.
ahead.
Hi,
Go ahead.
Rawley. Thank you for doing this call today.
Thank you.
We've been trying to sell something in Bangalore, and just every day the rules change, right? As you all know. And the new thing about the seller having to pay the new taxes is a little bit vague, because now they don't have the depreciation or none of that. It's just one flat tax rate, if I'm correct. It's 15% plus your cess. Am I correct on that, or is that wrong?
Alok, I mean, that's his game.
See,
And
what I
so,
understand,
go
what
ahead.
I understand, you are referring the long-term capital gains.
Long-term capital gains, exactly.
Yeah. So rate is same, what you are referring.
So it's 15 plus cess, which comes up to about 21%. Am I correct?
Yeah, roughly, you can say.
And then is that the amount that the buyer is supposed to deduct and put it in an account and send it to the tax department?
Yes.
Now, what I'm told is you don't get that money immediately, because you've got to, or if I do sell something, the buyers do deduct that amount. You're still supposed to wait till the taxes are filed to transfer the balance of your money that you've gotten. Is that correct? Or is that just hearsay?
No. Rawley, please explain. You can explain.
Phil? Hello?
Yeah, Rawley, see, I don't know who. The thing is, here is the taxation part. Okay.
Huh.
So once the value of more than 50 lakhs, correct, there is a, the seller has to retain. And
Yes, 1% as TDS.
and
Correct.
here,
Yes.
yeah, so here what happens, capital gain. The capital gain means if the seller is an NRI, or say for
Yes.
example, a person of who is having who has surrendered a passport, Indian passport or something. So this is more or less we have to check the double taxation avoidance agreement between India and USA.
Yes. So that's a
That
technical issue. I mean, we can get back to you on that.
so we can tell you exact after reading the DTA between India and US.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, the rate of tax is 15%. But of course, that's there is a liability on the part of the buyer if the seller is a non-resident, or say for example who has surrendered the Indian citizenship. But it's not the way you are saying it.
So obviously we are non-NRIs, right? We don't have an Indian passport. So we were trying to sell a property, and the buyer basically said he has to deduct and hold this TDS amount, which comes up to 21%.
TDS is right. TDS is right.
Correct, which we're okay with. But the second part of that question, when I was talking to some other people, they said, say we, whatever, I'm just giving you an example, 1 lakh or whatever, we sell it for, the TDS is taken out. And then if there's 80 lakhs left, we can't bring that back immediately. We're supposed to wait till the taxes are filed in India, and only then you're allowed to bring that back. Is that correct?
No, it's not like that. It's not.
Okay. Okay.
So anyway, you just leave your complete question in the chat.
Okay.
So maybe tomorrow or day after tomorrow, we can analyze the overall scenario and we can reply to you.
And then one other question on the same thing in terms of the Bangalore Corporation. I read somewhere that now they've divided the central corporation into 4 zones. Is that accurate, or is that also fake news?
It's called the Greater Bangalore Authority. It's correct, and they now want to include a lot of adjoining areas like, I mean, I know when you were back last time in Bangalore, so they're adjoining all the areas near Mysore Road, and the adjoining areas are coming into 4 divisions now. So the BDA is technically defunct now. Bangalore Development Authority is defunct. It's the GBA now, Greater Bangalore Authority.
Okay.
And we got 4 zones now. So let's see how they do. I mean, it's still early days. You know how it is. It's
So
still a
that
very
is in effect, and that is a true article that I
yes,
read where it said now it's basically 4 divisions, east, west,
yes,
north, south, and they're including each of those
yes.
under them. Okay.
And I would like to add that if you have property in Bangalore or any other commercial or residential property around, you need to have your e-khata done. Without that, you cannot sell or buy property.
Can you repeat that, please? What is it?
So
E-khata.
khata is basically a
Khata.
tax receipt which you pay every year, which says that your property is accessible to tax. This is applicable to commercial and residential property, especially in the urban areas in Karnataka, like Bangalore and other. And now they're insisting it is mandatory that you get an e-khata. E-khata is basically you get a GPS location, you take a photograph with that Google GPS camera of your property, and it directly registers it with the central authority in Karnataka, in Bangalore, and your property is in the system, and it makes it easier for the future also for checking the property. They're going very digital with that, and without that, you cannot sell or buy property. So that if anybody is having property in Bangalore, kindly update that.
Yeah. So it's nothing. It's earlier, if you remember, it's all physical papers. E-khata is electronic khata. Everything is in electronic medium. You can download it anytime.
Gina, I believe there's another question from Bopana in the chat.
Oh, okay. So Bupna is saying, I have a site in Bangalore that was bought in 1999. It is stuck in a krama sankramana process.
Krama Sakrama process.
Yeah, Bupna, if you're there, go ahead and ask Bupna.
Hello, thanks for doing this. Yeah, like because those days I was not aware, and they were selling the sites, and they bought this large plot of land from the farmer and made it into sites and sold it to people. And before selling, they should have converted the land usage from agriculture to housing and sold, but they bypassed that step. But now all the buyers are in this big problem, and I think lakhs of house sites are in this process. And around 10 years ago, government came up with a process called Akrama Sakrama, so that you can pay some fee or one-time penalty and make it all right. And all properties in this process have like B khata, they don't have A khata. And it is very hard to get the loan with this B khata. And also when you go to sell the land, it doesn't fetch you same land value as A khata.
Okay.
So somebody went to Supreme Court because some of these big real estate builders, they occupied the lakes and built these big buildings and sold the apartments, and they did it knowingly. And when government did this Akrama Sakrama process, they bundled individual house sites as well as these big properties together. And the people who took it to Supreme Court against this plan, they were against not individual house sites, but these big buildings. So there is a big mess, I think. So if you know the latest update on this.
Yeah. So we're going to first thing first, you said that the property was not converted, right?
Yes.
So basically, before any property has to be used as a non-agriculture purpose, first it has to be converted into a non-agriculture. From agriculture to non-agriculture, that's either residential or commercial. So in your case, it should have been residential. based on which then you get a layout approval and then you take it forward. A lot of NRIs like you have faced such issues because whenever you come to India, I mean, especially around Bangalore, there are a lot of such properties being sold and a lot of people are gullible to fall for such traps and all. But what I would suggest is like you, with all the other land or the plot owners, come together and you will have to fight it together to get all these things rectified. You cannot do it individually. All right. That's the biggest problem you face in India because uh, they will keep. I mean, we have a lot of such cases where people abroad have invested into some property, but the property is the builder knows that the landlord is not there, the property owner is not there, so he uses the classic case of an absentee landlord syndrome and exploit the situation because he knows that these people are not in India. So I mean, who cares? I mean, let it rot. Let it. I've made my money and everything. I'm not accountable. Technically, he is accountable to get everything done. Otherwise, you can sue him. But that is what I'm telling you. You're handling a lot of such cases. It would be advisable that all of you come together as a group of maybe an association or something, association of plot owners in that particular area, and then fight it consolidatedly. Because if you go individually, you will just get mixed signals and you'll be hitting it nowhere. So this would be my advice because if we see the papers, then we can tell you how soon it can be done, what can be done. Because akrama sakrama is a total different issue. It comes in when you want to regularize your land use, when you want to regularize your your building. I mean, like there are certain guidelines for how the building have to be built in Bangalore and everything, and a lot of people violate that without leaving the setback and everything. So this particular scheme was introduced by the government to regularize it by paying penalty. But in your case, your papers would have to be reviewed because there is no conversion done. So the basic document itself is missing. So we would have to review that, and it would be advisable if everybody comes together rather than individually, because individually you're not going to head in the right direction.
Okay, thank you. I heard that I was talking to my neighbors and all site neighbors,
Yes.
and they are not NRIs, they are locals there. And
What are they doing?
they did mention that they do have a law firm that all, even I am part of that this one group. People all contribute money and they hired a law firm and they do lobby for this one. So
yes,
yeah.
that would be better. That's a better approach.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 10 more minutes. If nobody has any other questions regarding selling, then we can move on to the inheritance of an ancestral property. The question is, what should be considered while transferring parental property to a US citizen?
See, as NRIs, you can acquire agricultural land by either gift or inheritance. That will be will or gift, but you cannot directly buy. So that's very clear. So we hope everybody understands that. So inheritance would be like, like maybe your inheritance is how it works in inheritance or gifting works only between blood relatives. Okay, like sister, father, mother, son. These are all blood, or husband, wife. Friend and somebody else cannot do it because there'll be then if you're gifting something like that, a gift can be only done between the blood relatives. But if like Gina and I are not related directly, all right. But if I'm gifting a property to Gina, then the stamp duty which will be applicable would be equivalent to the rate of a sale. Whereas if Gina transferred her property or her sister transfers something to her, it'll be costing around $3,000. It'll be like just within 3,000 to 4,000 rupees. That's between blood relatives. But if it is between third parties, then the actual sale proceeds, like how you're selling a property or buying a property, that amount of stamp duty will be applicable, 6 plus 1% and all those things.
So how easy is it to, so if my dad is trying to transfer or gift me the inheritance, so what are the steps that they need to do to make sure that we are in, do they need to do a will to say that I'm gifting?
I would advise all of you who have property in Kodagu, who are all Kodavas and want to look forward to keep it properly, it would be advisable to get a conditional gift deed done in your names from your respective parents or spouses or siblings or whatever it is, okay, within blood relatives. Why? A gift deed is easier for title transfer and everything. The paperwork is easier. But if you do it through a will, then there is a longer process. For a will,
I see.
again, you will have to, there's no probate required in India, in Karnataka. So you can just, a piece of will can be done, but again, they'll ask 100-question papers and also what. Before starting, Gina and I had a conversation. So I was suggesting to her, all of you in the US, all the fellow Kodwas and our Indians out there, first get a family tree done in India, in Bangalore especially, and Kodagu also. A family tree would be a genealogical tree showing you, your siblings, and your parents. Okay, because this is the first document the government authorities are going to ask for any sort of transfer in the absence of the actual transfer. A gift is easy because it's done during the lifetime of the person who's gifting it and everything. All right. So that's why I suggest that most of our clients, senior citizens who want to transfer their properties to their children, we do a conditional gift saying that this is given out of love and affection, with the sole thing that that particular person who's gifting the property will enjoy the property for his or her lifetime, and the actual transfer takes place once he or she passes away. So it makes them also secure, so that in some unfortunate cases, the children throw away their parents once the property comes to them. So this way, the parents also are safe, so that the property is still still within their control, but only the title is transferred, but it will actually transfer to this person. It's a conditional thing. Once it is gift has to be unconditional technically, but this transfer keeps it clear, saying that they can enjoy the property for their lifetime. They can rent it out and get the benefits. There will be no title transfer, but after they pass away, then the person who's got the gift, their child, can come and enjoy it, whatever. So this would be a better way rather than waiting to get a will done and then trying to get it transferred in the future. Because a will would require a family tree. You got to understand that it's very important. Nobody tells that. Please make a note, get the family tree done immediately. Without that, it will be a big headache in India. And the family tree has to be done by the government authorities. And in Karnataka, if I'm not wrong, they don't do family trees without an Aadhaar. It's difficult, but you need an Aadhaar for a family tree. But we can look into that area also. I need to check on that. But this is a primary document. All of you get this thing done if you're interested in getting properties transferred to your respective names and Kodagu and all these things.
Well, thank you for that insight. I think none of us knew about that, so at least I didn't know about it. So that's going to be helpful. Somebody has asked this question: how do you set up a bank account in India if you are an OCI and have some ancestral land income in India?
Alok?
See, basically, these all bank accounts being regulated by Act Foreign Exchange Management Act. So whoever is outside India, usually they maintain two types of bank account. One is NRO and one is NRE. It depends what is your requirement, because there are many do's and don'ts in NRO NRE account. So particularly if whoever is looking, best we have to understand actually what exactly they are looking for. They
I
want
think
to
in this
utilize.
case, they're looking for I don't know if this person is here online.
Yeah, hi, I am.
Okay, there you are. Thank you.
Yeah. Hi, yes, my name is Sunita Mapangada, and my husband owns some ancestral land in India that is managed by his cousin. But he's earning some income from there, but he has no place to put that income. So like how does he set up an account right there?
So, madam, you just want to receive the money in that account, and whenever you want to withdraw, you want to withdraw, or you want,
Correct.
okay, from that account,
Correct.
you can transfer to your foreign account, correct?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
possible, yes. Yeah.
So there is something called non-resident ordinary account, which is basically for these kind of purposes. Like suppose you have a property in India, you want to receive, rental amount and something like that. So for this purpose, NRO account is more than sufficient.
Okay. So now do we, like my husband, I mean, I have the Aadhaar card and, again, because I guess I also
What I
have
suggest
inherited.
you, what
Uh-huh.
yeah, what I suggest you,
Mm-hmm.
see, you try to reach out nearest SBI
Right.
branch in your location. They will
Okay.
guide you what to do it.
Okay.
State Bank of India, SBI.
Okay.
It's there in
All
US.
right.
So nearest location you reach, you explain them, they'll guide you. Because this is purely a banking, banking matter.
Okay. But okay, just another question. I mean, does my husband have to, like, I have a Aadhaar card again because I have also land that, I've inherited from my parents, but
Mhm.
I have a Aadhaar card and the the PAN card, but my husband, he basically just has a PAN card that, so
Passport is there, ma'am.
I'm sorry?
Indian passport is there.
No, the American passport. Yeah.
So you are not an NRI. You have to understand that. You are a US citizen now.
Yes.
So these accounts are you can't open it.
Okay. So
No,
but
but
how do we?
she can still open a NRE account and an NRO account as long as she has an Aadhaar card, right?
No,
This
it's
is
not
what
like that. See,
Oh,
basically these accounts for non-resident Indians, not for once you are a US citizen, you are not holding the Indian passports.
correct.
So
Right.
anyway, what I suggest you, ma'am,
Yes.
you just mail us,
Okay.
okay, what are the documents available with you,
Okay.
and whether you have also surrendered your Indian citizenship, those kinds of basic information, then we can, inquire here and we'll let
Okay.
you know.
Yeah. And basically, yes, I wanted to know, is there, I mean, anything that has to be rectified? Is there
Because
anything we have
because
to apply or
because
change?
yeah, because if you understand you are a US citizen,
Yes.
so you must be under FATCA compliance.
Okay. I have no idea, but
Yeah,
okay.
Mhm.
there is a certain US compliance, we call it, if FATCA, we call it foreign assets. Whoever is the US citizens having foreign
Okay.
assets outside US, your
Okay.
bank will regularly ask you.
Yes. But whether you have more than 7 lakhs or something, right?
No, the assets outside India, outside US you have.
Okay.
You just give a Google search, FATCA, FATCA,
Okay.
FATCA. That
Okay.
is a US law.
Okay.
So every US citizen has to disclose, and every Indian, even if you are, suppose if you are a non-NRI,
Mm-hmm.
correct, you have a bank
Correct.
account. Every year the Indian bank will ask you, okay, you have to comply and give a declaration of FATCA. You just give
Okay.
Google search, you will understand what is FATCA. So these are the nitty-gritties we have to
Okay.
understand. So send us the mail, we'll evaluate and revert back to you in a more
Okay. Okay.
tailored and specific way.
Okay. All right. Thank
So,
you.
so real quick, I think
Mm-hmm.
if you have foreign passport,
Mm-hmm.
and then you are eligible, since with the Indian background, we are eligible to get OCI. And with OCI, you have parity with NRIs.
Yeah, I
Yes,
do
you're right.
have. We do have OCIs. I mean, my husband
Okay.
and
So
I
please,
and our
please
kids
share
all
it.
have. Yeah.
Please share it because there are 9 types of accounts under FEMA where
Okay.
NRI is eligible, where OCI and PIO is not available. We have to check it out which one is applicable for you. So
Okay.
please disclose all this basic information that okay,
Okay.
these are the documents with me, and
Okay.
I want to open an account for these purposes.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
Does that help,
Sure.
Sunita?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yes, I will. Yeah, I
Okay.
will send them an email with all the details. Yes. Thanks,
Okay.
Gina. Yeah.
No problem. Okay, so we have another question. Time's running out, so we'll try and get to all these questions. Does a family tree need to be officially registered? Will the family tree records maintained by the Kodava clan be sufficient?
Okay, the family tree is basically given by the government authorities.
Oh,
If you're in Bangalore, then it is done through the corporation. And if your father or mother, either of them were central government employees, it will be even more easier to get it. So basically, my dad was a DIG from BSF, so it was easy to get it done with
mm-hmm.
his identification number. And of course, we shared the Aadhaar card and everything. it has to be done from the government, or you can go to the village accountant in your village in Coog, wherever it is, and get it done through the panchayat also with everybody's name. So it has to be an official document. You don't have to go and register anything. All of you would have to share your Aadhaar. Technically, you have to share your Aadhaar numbers or maybe passport number also. Yeah, passport also is fine if you share that, because my brother is not, he's an NRI. So basically, so that's where it's applicable. And it will be done by these authorities. Either in Bangalore, it's through from the corporation. In Coog, should be through the panchayat or the village authorities. You don't have to register any document, but it is mandatory. I advise everybody to keep it, regardless of whether you're buying property or not.
Okay, so we can always go to the panchayat, or in Bangalore we go to the
Corporate.
corporate. Okay.
Yeah.
The follow-up question is, with the sale of property, will the sale of property be taxed both in India and in the US?
We had answered this question because we need to see the double taxation treaty between India and US, whether this particular kind of transaction is covered there. Maybe we'll have a look, drop a mail to you guys later.
Okay. So another question, how far back in the genealogy do you have to go back to get the family tree done?
By family tree, I mean your immediate family. It has to be mother, father, and your siblings, or
Ajatai Honda?
Bonda.
No Ajatai required. Oh, so it's just the immediate family then.
So there are a couple of things you're mixing up here. You got to understand. If you're inheriting, there are two types of inheritance here. One is ancestral property, which is like from the Ajatai and everything, where it's 3 generations get rights on it automatically, regardless of boy and girl. The other one is interstate succession. Suppose a person had purchased a property in estate, and he passed away. I mean, that property was purchased from his own income, and if he passes away without creating a will or anything, it is called interstate succession. In that case, his immediately first line of legal heirs, class 1 legal heirs, would be like his wife and kids, would automatically get undivided shares in this property. Prove that you are the first line or the first class 1 legal heirs, you will have to have a family tree to show that person was your husband and you're his wife and you got children. So that is one certificate putting everybody's name together with the age and the Aadhaar number or passport number. For your immediate family, it's required. And if your parents are alive, get one done for your parents and your siblings together.
I see.
So that's what I meant by family tree. You don't have to go back in history. Okay, not grandfathers. Parents, yourself and your children separate. Two family trees can be done.
Okay, got it. So a question has come up. Updating land documents in Kodagu is extremely difficult. So
yes,
how do you make?
Hello.
I think we lost Gina's.
Yeah.
Gina, we can't see.
So I think how do you update land records in Coog? It's pretty difficult. Okay, that was one of the questions which she had placed. Hello, am I audible?
Yeah, Rawley, we can hear you. I think that was the question.
Yeah.
But clarify, she didn't finish the question.
So the question was, updating land documents in Kodagu is extremely difficult. How do you ascertain ownership of property?
Yeah, I guess that's the question, Rawley.
Yeah, I mean, it is a difficult proposition. I mean, in fact, even we are running around because I feel the documentation back in Kodagu is quite crazy at times and all, because you need to keep updating documents. So the best thing to do is whenever you get a property, because you need to get a survey done first. First, get the survey done. Once the land survey is done, and then you get your transfer done with your, it could be like a settlement deed or a gift deed, because that is mandatory now for even getting property by inheritance or whatever it is. Okay, even if you're gifting it, the gift has to be registered. Based on that, the property comes through. You need to get your survey done. You need to get your RTC done and all those things. So it's a slightly longer process, but they're slowly streamlining the process as we speak. It is slightly confusing and it takes some time. You need couple of dedicated people are there. In fact, I got a couple of my properties done there also, updating documentation and everything. It's quite a tedious process, but it's better you hire one of those agents, known people, who run around and do this updating and all. Hello.
Yeah, Rawley. I was
Hello.
texting. No, can you hear me? Hello. Am I audible?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Yeah, I was texting Gina.
Yeah, I can.
Not able to get through on the phone.
Has it expired the thing, the time or whatever session?
No, I don't think so. She said 1 hour 45 minutes. We still have time. I think she probably. So it's a network issue, I guess. She was in the parking lot. So, but I believe we are at time, anyways. Did anybody else have any questions? Anyone on the call? I saw somebody just join.
If you don't mind, I'm going to go back and ask another question in regards to the Aadhaar card and PAN card that Alok mentioned.
Good.
So on a sale of a property in Bangalore, you're saying that you cannot sell something without an Aadhaar card if you only have a PAN card? Can you clarify that?
See, I'll just give you an example what we faced a couple of years back.
Mm-hmm.
There was here, and she had immigrated to the US with her husband, and she had purchased the property in Dollars Colony in Bangalore.
Okay.
It's a prominent property in Bangalore near Ramaya College, quite an affluent area and everything. And her husband was a senior scientist, and he immigrated to the US, I think Austin or somewhere. And not a Kodati, a different Tamil community. And they all have gone and settled down there for 30, 40 years. And husband passes away, and she wanted to sell the property here. But the fact that she didn't have an Aadhaar, these did not go through, and we had to convince the authority it can go through, because basically her title is not in question because she's inherited it. Because once the husband passed away, there's a will. We got the khata transferred and blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, Aadhaar would be better to make it smoother, because otherwise they will unnecessarily ask questions. Aadhaar or a PAN. A PAN is mandatory in every sale document, actually.
Correct. We have a PAN card, right? But the problem is to get an Aadhaar card, we can't come and stay there 21 days to get the Aadhaar card. And I know on the application, it says, have you guys lived there 189 days, in which we haven't. So I'm kind of wondering, how do we circumvent that to be able to get that?
You can use your passport number.
Okay, perfect.
It should be okay.
All right. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, sorry guys, my phone got overheated since I'm sitting in the car, so I apologize. So I have, did you all talk about the land documents in Kodagu being difficult and how, Rawley, you can actually help? Okay.
I
The other
explained
thing
that
is,
right before you did that.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that. The last question I have is, how do you protect your property from encroachment while we are not there? How do we protect that?
This is, you keep your gun ready. That's just
Make sure that the gun license goes through, by the way, for us then.
Good thing is just a joke. I'm on a lighter note. But what I suggest is, like, maybe ask your relatives or siblings or somebody out here in Kodagu to keep checking the property. Keep getting a survey done every time. I mean, a personal private survey also. You first and foremost get a government survey done of the property, so that the map is always there. A carbon and survey sketch is always there. And every now and then keep a check on the property boundaries. How much is being encroached? I mean, like, as I said, I mean, there's a lot of cases of absentee landlord syndrome in Kodagu. Person's not there, there's encroachment. In fact, people have encroached a lot of forest land also, based because the government has been slightly lax. That leads to complications in the future. But you cannot prevent, because encroachment is physical. All right. So if somebody physically comes and encroaches something, you can always file a police complaint. You can file a trespass case against them. But for that, again, you need somebody reliable out here in India, to file a complaint and everything and all. Worst case situations, if that person says that, okay, this was my property and blah, 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 then it goes into a litigation. That's another headache. especially for the fact that it's in the country. So it's slightly tricky. So it's always better to be looking out to ensure that, as they say, prevention is the best cure, So anything like that, that would be better.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, both of you. And what we're going to do is send out a survey to all the attendees here today. And we will share Rawley's and Alok's information. So that way, if you all have needs for legal assistance or have any questions on tax implications, please do reach out. They both have taken their precious time out of their family evening this evening. But thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you all doing this for us. And I think we've learned a lot that we had no idea. So at least I had no idea about the family tree. But I think most of us should definitely get that done. But again, thank you so much. Really, really appreciate it. Any last questions? If we have, no, I think looks like everybody is good. We're getting some thank you emails, but messages. But again, thank you. And I'll send you off an email with everybody who's attended today. And if they have any follow-up questions, let them come to you directly. And thank you for sending your information on the chat as well. So appreciate that.
All right.
Okay. Thank you. Bye, everybody.
We'll
Go
Thanks
Cowboys.
so much.
our email.
Go Cowboys. Okay. I'm cheering for my team.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye.
Have fun, Gina.
Thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you. Thank you. Bye.